Hello YouTube, welcome to another sim pilot video. Today we're on Delta 73. It's a flight from Amsterdam to Atlanta. Typically flown in an A330, but today we're going to be flying in a 777, simply because I don't have an A330 and I thought I could take the 777 for a go. It's going to be flying on VATSIM as usual. It's pretty early today, earlier than I normally do my flights, but as a result there's pretty much no one here. But I'm hopefully that'll pick up on the way. Because we're flying over the Atlantic, we may also encounter Shanwick or Gander, sort of the oceanic clearances, and we may have to do an oceanic clearance. We'll have to see how that goes, but either way, it should be fun to do. And I've also been planning a flight on PFPX, as you may be aware that I like to use that very powerful tool. Gives me field calculations, takeoff performance, things like that. And it all just works really well for me. So, without much further ado, let's hop on into the plane, and let's get the connection to VATSIM. Right. I've already connected actually, so I just need to go off and file my flight plan. So, I don't know why I put a space there, silly me. Lovely. Good. Right, so, performance, this is dropping quite a little. Anyway, cool, so I've got the AD rule aligned, I've got the PFPX, the VATSIM data sent, so we might as well go ahead. Well, the next thing to do, actually, what have I done? Okay, yes, I need to might as well put my load information in. So this is something I'm getting from the plan, which I'll show you. I may have shown you in one of my Airbus videos, I think it was the previous one I did. I told you that the weights in the simulator and the weights in PFPX are slightly different. So you have to kind of go through a conversion process. But I've already done that, so we'll fill the data in. We've got 244 passengers flying with us today. The cargo weight is on here somewhere, bear with me. 23,153, there we go. Quite a lot today. APU time, it's going to be on my fuel page. Actually, no, I usually assume about 10 minutes, 10, 15. We'll go with 10 tens. Should be okay. Taxi time for Amsterdam, it's going to be a while. 15 sounds about right. Takeoff fuel. Okay, well, it's going to be. Now, it's going to be a little bit confusing, but basically what the 777 does in X-Plane, it adds a 5% reserve to what you actually put in. So what I need to try and do is get my total fuel amount to equal the release fuel that I've got on my plan, which I'll show you. So that might take a little bit of time, but we'll try it anyway. So if the release fuel I've got is about 70,802 kilograms, but of course if I put that into here, we get a lot more than that. So we need to make it so that our total fuel is this number here. So we could calculate it, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go with a rough sort of estimate. 65, what's 65,000? That's 68, so it's a bit more than that. 69970, it's close, very close. Let's go maybe 66900? 7915, 7915, that's pretty close. Yeah, we'll go with that. I can live with that. Cool, so that's done. We can leave that for the moment because we'll load once we've got all the power up and basic setup done. Anyway, so we've got the ADRU batteries all done. Might as well pop that on for the moment, even though the APU's not on yet. Leave the wipers till we're actually moving. So we've got the emergency exit lights armed. Turn on the window heats. Hydraulic panel will leave till later on. Have no smoking on this flight today. And lighting, that's okay, we can leave that as it is. Cargo, fine, no, that's fine. Engine EEC mode to normal. And guard it. You can do an APU test if you want. There we go. That works. Auto start, we'll turn it on. And, sorry, track IR's not cooperation, there we go. Fuel pumps, we'll leave them all off for now. We'll need to put that one on once we start the APU because it works off the left forward tank. Anti-ice, put it on auto. We'll have the logo lights. Okay, air conditioning, equipment cooling is automatic. Circulating fans upper and lower, we need both. Sort of a medium temperature there. Packs and trim air, bleed air, all on. Pressurization will be automatic. And the elevation, we'll leave that for the moment. Come on, track IR, there we go. Okay, so we've got that up and running. The ADV is aligned, so this pretty much means we can go straight through to the FMC planning. Now, again, I'm using an external iPads to see what I'm doing, or just control it from there, but I will show you the view done. In fact, I just remembered something. 777 actually has a pop-up one. So I can have that on the screen, and you can follow me along. I'll be on the FMC over here. So we go to FMS1, gives us some information. It tells us the current air rack cycle 1604, which is all correct and good. Just go straight through to the position initialization. Reference airport, we can put in Amsterdam if we like. Pop that up into there. There we go. GPS position's more accurate, so we'll use that to set our inertial position. You may see the PFD and all these other instruments start to work now. Head through to the route page. Now, I am got a company route saved, but there's a high chance it won't work, but if it doesn't work, we'll just have to dial it in manually. So, company route, I saved it as EHAM KATL01. Let's pop that in and see if it accepts it. Nah, okay, no, didn't think it would. Let's try route request, see if it does it that way. EHAM KATL01. Invalid entry in flight plan. Oh, it has put some details in. Okay, looks like it did import actually. That's good. We'll have to check that in a moment. But for now, let's go back to the route page. Departure runway, it could be many. I think the most likely one is going to be 18 left, so we'll pop that in. And the flight number is Delta 0073, so EAL 0073. Pop that into there. Company route is, well, we've already put it in. I don't know why it's not displaying it there. It usually displays it there. And we'll activate and execute that. Good. Now we'll need to now choose the appropriate SID. So you press the departure arrival page, go to departures EHAM, and on my plan for 18 left, let's have a look. I think it's gonna be it was the Bergie 2 Romeo. That was the one. We've actually got 3 Echo here, so let's go with 3 Echo because I know that's probably based on the previous runway. Let's activate and execute that. I'll need to check the chart to make sure it does actually work. Where have we got it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be departing on runway 18 left, which is this one here. We're going to be flying outwards to Echo Hotel 073 before making a right turn on radial 282 up to Echo Hotel 009, and then we'll continue on our radial 329 for 10 miles. We'll hit Echo Hotel 028, and then we'll fly pretty much north 24 miles up to Bergie, and from Bergie we'll then be going onwards to our flight plan, and that's that really. Transition altitude 3,000 feet, so I'll put that into the FMC, and that's when we're going to be changing from our QNH at the airfield to the standard altimeter 2992 or 1013, depending on if you're from America. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'll pop back over to the sim and we'll do that. Okay, so I've got the rest of the plan in. I guess what happens was when you import something, the 777 doesn't know how to read the step climbs, but that doesn't matter, I've got it in now. Perhaps I'll know that for the future and not to put the step climbs in when I export the flight plan. Okay, so we got that in, that's the route done, I've checked it and it all works. The next stage, I suppose, would be to fill the plane up. So we have I've already filled in the data here, I've got the fuel, I've checked it, it's fine. Let's go ahead and load the fuel. And we'll let that do its thing. We can't actually close this window while it's working, so let's just pop that over there and give that the time it needs. And the other things I could be doing while this is happening, stuff like setting up the radio panel. So put the heart rate on. So that's use VHF left on the com frequency because there's no traffic around at the moment, no control units. On the left side, weather excellent turbulence on the MFD. VHF, we'll just set this one to tune VHF centre. Flight deck door, we can leave it unlocked for now. I think we're still... Oh, plane's loaded, lovely. Okay, so let's close that window down. When the plane is loaded, you can pretty much move on to the performance section, so I shall do that right now. So we've got all our legs in, we've got the departure, we'll do the arrival later on. Let's head over to init takes us straight to the performance page, lovely. 0 fuel weight, now I think, okay, so we do have to enter this in, lovely. Or we'll just press the request button, so it's giving us a 0 fuel weight, gross weight 266.1. We need to check this is compatible with our planning. Takeoff weight 264, which gives us a gross weight 266. Yep, that works. Lovely. The reserve fuel. Okay, so this could be interesting because I've got quite a few different reserves. We've got fuel 70.9. We've got a final reserve 3151, but we've also got contingency fuel. So let's say we want to add my extra contingency fuel and the reserve fuel. So that's 3151, add 5448. Again, you'll see this on the plan, you'll see what I mean, I'm not just saying numbers for the hell of it. Is 8599, so I'll put in 8.6 as our reserve. We shouldn't really lose any more fuel than that, but there we go. Actually, do you know what? No, I just remembered something. I only want to put in my reserve fuel there, so let's put 3.2 in. That'll do. Cruise altitude is going to be, as said earlier, flight level 340. Let's pop that in. Cost index, I went for a cost index of 50 when I planned this, and should give us, I can't remember the exact Mach number, I think it's 0.83 or 0.84. Step size, I don't think we can put anything in here, but it would be 2000 because we're going to be stepping 2000. I think that's how it works. Don't trust me on that one. Thrust limits. Okay, so we're going on 18 left. 18 left has a D rate. Oh, where's the D rate? Oh, it's on the other page. Sorry. 18 left. 18 left. 18 left. D rate 43. So we select 43 as our D rates there. Assume temperature. And is this it's to 1. Oh, okay, so we need to put minus 5% as well. Lovely. Okay, that's set. Flaps, we are going with flaps 5 according to this, and the centre of gravity will need to request that, and a trim gives us trim 5.75. Lovely. Okay, and the V1 speeds are quite, not too different, but there's a slight difference here. 156, 158, 162. Okay, 156. Let's try and put that into here. See if it does it. 156, 158, 162. 158. Looks like it's going to take it, so let's pop that in there. Takeoff gross weight, I think that was 264836. I don't think you can put it into that level of accuracy anyway, so I'll just put in 265. Okay, it's giving us its own number, so let's just take the suggestions that it gives us. It knows the runway length is FMC, so not a problem. Okay, reference speed, turn them on, and that then puts them onto your primary flight display. Good, good. Lovely, so the takeoff ref is done, performance is done, weights are done. We're pretty much ready to go. Let's just, not going to have any coverage by the looks of it. We've got another aircraft just decided to pop in and join us over there, because we'll probably have to go to that. I'm using VAT-tastic to see what airspace is above me, so that's helpful. Looks like we are going to be tuning into that on departure. Bit of a low pressure, but that's okay. 2956. Okay. And let's get back to that performance page. In its ref, we've got the V2 speed was 164. So I'll just show you that on the plan down here. V2 speed was 164, so that's a safe climb. I think I'll add 15 knots to that just because of the speed that it is at. So we're going to be 179, sorry. Adding mode to track. Initial climb altitude, according to the chart, I don't think there is an altitude restriction. No, nothing set here, so we could just climb straight up to climb. By the looks of it, I cannot find anything there that says otherwise. So let's set our cruise altitude of 340 in there. Got the safe climb, lovely. Okay, so let's set everything else up. So minimums, we can change that. It's going to be quite an awkward button to get to, I think. Oh yeah, barrier reset it. We'll turn on the flight path vector. We're not flying in China, so we don't need to display the meters. The sorry, the altimeter we've already set to VOR. We can just change those selects to VOR, maybe one to ADF, and not actually using them. The plan, we'll set that to map mode, and the range can be 10's fine. Weather radar on. Position, that's probably not too necessary. Flight director armed, should be displaying toga, LNAV and VNAV. Arm that. We've got 340 on the altimeter, also the altitude, MCP. And that's that really. I suppose now is the sort of time we've got to get ready, turn the APU on, and we'll start on our way. See, we've got quite a lot of ground handling trucks there which have all done their job, so let's just remove those, drive away all. And they will slowly start to drive away. I will also close the doors. I suppose we're flying, we can fly realistically, so let's go to the centre and put up the PA system and make some sort of announcement. That would be nice for takeoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain and crew would like to welcome you on board this Boeing 777 Worldliner. If you haven't already done so, please stow your carry-on luggage underneath the seat in front of you, or in an overhead bin. The flight crew will do everything possible to make your flight comfortable and enjoyable. Xplane.org, onesim.com,
So while that's going
and
on,
Philip Moon's Avionics
start the OPE.
wish you a pleasant flight experience.
Of course, after opening up the fuel pumps. Fuel in the centre tank. Do we have any? Yes, we do. Not much, but we have some. So we have turn on the centre pumps, cross-feed valves. Nope, not necessary. Good. So let's go ahead and start that APU. Bolt light out. Let's go electrics. And with the APU on, we no longer need the ground power, so let's shut those down and disconnect them. Good. Everything is set. Put the beacons on. Announcement go and miss either, and the wing lights. We've got the APU bleed on. Yep. Okay. So then, let's get going. Pushing back 5 minutes later than I expected. But that's fine, not such an issue. Let's get the pushback truck. This is a manual taxi, so we're going to have to push ourselves back, and then we're going to... push ourselves back, and then we're going to start the engine. Good. Away we go. Perhaps now might be a good time to do the safety briefing. Should get closed doors.
Ladies and gentlemen, we request your full attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal fittings one into the other, and tighten by pulling on the loop.
We need to face that way. We're going to be taxiing on Bravo, which is the outer taxiway. It's this one here. So we'll just
locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind.
A few other Delta aircraft here, scenery, quite nice. Quite fitting. I think Delta and KLM are part of the same airline sort of alliance. So I think it's SkyTeam. I know that some flights were actually operated by KLM but have Delta flight numbers, so that's an interesting one. Some sort of partnership there. Right, that actually wasn't so bad. Sorry, push back.
Secure the elastic band behind your head and breathe normally.
Back on.
Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first, and then assist the other person.
Okay,
Keep your mask on until a uniformed crew member advises you to remove it. In the event of an emergency, please assume the bracing position. Lean forward with your hands on top of your head and your elbows against your thighs. Ensure your feet are flat on the floor. A life vest is located in a pouch under your seat, or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest.
I have had issues with the
pass the
engine
straps
starting
around
this
your
sometimes,
waist
so I'll just
and
have
adjust
to
at the front
persevere with it and
to
hopefully it'll
inflate
get
the
going. I'm not too
vest.
sure what's
Pull
causing
firmly
it, some
on the
sort of
red
bug
cord,
somewhere, I guess.
only when leaving the aircraft. If
I'll
you
pop
need
those
to
onto
refill the
the,
vest, blow into
cargo
the
temperature selectors.
mouthpieces. Use the whistle and light to attract attention. Also, your seat bottom cushion can be used as a flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. The following electronic devices, calculators, CD players, laptop computers, may be used when the seatbelt sign is off, or
I
when
thought I fixed it
permitted
when
by
I
the
removed
crew.
a certain plugin from my folder,
Mobile
but it didn't do it,
telephones,
so
remote-controlled toys, or any electronic devices operating with an antenna must be turned off at all times. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the
I need to
smoke
get an update for
detectors
this.
located
Don't
in the
know why it's caused
lavatories
this.
is prohibited by
my
law.
engines don't start when I'm
You will
asking them
find
to.
this and all the other safety information in the card located in the seat pocket in front of you.
Tell you what, I'll try and
We
work that out, and
strongly
if once I
suggest
get the
you
engine
read it
started,
before
I'll
takeoff.
continue again. So, starting up engine 2 now, the right engine. There we go. Just run that there. N2 doesn't want to rise, does it? Ah, there we go. Slowly rising. Probably delayed the fuel, opening up the fuel pump a little bit. Knowing my luck, I've probably completely forgotten something. I used to be able to start this with no issues, but I don't know why. Every time I've flown it so far, probably my last maybe 5 or 6 flights, I just seem to have issues starting the engine. So there goes the one. Normally when one gets going, it's not too difficult to get the other one going, so. There we go, N2 is rising. On the second one. Went to about 20%. Then we'll fire it up. 20. Open up that pump. 22956. I'll just set that on here as well, if we can. 2956. That'll do. Try to get into the habit of updating all the altimeters. I'll try. Okay. So, I'll put on the taxi lights. We'll leave the strobe lights till a bit later on. That's good. So, we need to do a flight control check. So, let's do that. So, we've got full up. Yep. Full down. Yep. And full left. Full right. Neutral. Slowly there, yeah. Pedal full left. Pedal full right. Can't really see it, but it is actually moving. So, neutral. Good. Okay, let's head over to fuels. Let's leave on the fuel page for now. The takeoff setup, we're going to be flaps 5. Auto brakes, RTO. Spoilers armed. I may not need that when we actually line up. I think the trim was also 5.75, so we'll just set that up now. 5.75. Good. And that's that really, so we can now turn off the APU. APU's coming off. And might as well put the window wipers on, it's rainy out there, so... Good, so taxi straight ahead. And on to the second taxiway on the right. Let's go. Delta 73 finally on our way. Very late, but oh well. Nice effects there with the rain. A bit messy today. No traffic at the moment. No one else also looking to get going. So we're going right onto Bravo. So right onto here. The thing about flying big aircraft is that you have to kind of put a bit more care into where you're taxiing. So having things like track AR really helps for that. Here, and there's going to be a left turn on to November 2 and then Echo 6, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Looking for an Echo 2 a little bit further ahead. Sorry, November 2, and that's a little bit further ahead. So I'll just keep going for now. That one right there. There's November 3. And November 2 is ahead. To be precise, I think it's that one just ahead of me. There it is. So it's the left turn here. Scenery is really good. Perhaps I might have to invest a bit more in payware scenery because it does really show some of the detail that these guys go to. There's so much stuff going on there. Let's just do a quick hold and check there's no one coming in. Nope, fine. Might actually see around there. Nope, good, lovely. So let's move ourselves over. Thrust to get us going. So we're going left here. Good. Nice to finally be in the 777. It's been a long time since I've actually flown it. It's probably the second... No, that's actually the first plane I got when I moved on to X-Plane 10. It's all professional aircraft, really. But no, it was a real challenge learning how to fly it. When you first start learning, I mean, as most people who are new to this sort of thing, learning to fly the complex aircraft, it's pretty strenuous at times. And when something goes wrong, it is quite difficult to see, was it you who made that mistake? Was it a bug? So you can, but eventually once you've done it enough, you kind of, you understand the procedures and you get used to the flow of things. So, yeah, I mean, overall it's very rewarding, but I can understand someone who's new to it. It's like, oh my god, what do all these buttons do? How do I learn this? Yeah, so I totally understand that. And track IR is now broken itself. That's weird. Ah, there we go. Don't know what that was. Anyways, so we've got to put our landing lights on this rather murky day. Taxi lights can come off. TCAS is coming on. There's no ATC, so we'll leave that well alone. I think we are going to be moving north, so there's actually, I might just put that frequency on, just in case. So it's 135.2 I can't read it. 270, there we go. Or 275 because I can't dial in. I'm sure that'll work. Good. Approach is clear. ATC is set. Altimeter is set. Let's get going. Kind of helps if you turn your parking brake off. So we're turning onto 18 left. Weather is pretty murky. Looks good though. Stormy sort of departure. It's not stormy, it's just very overcast, very dreary, very wet. Cool. Lining up nicely. And that's that. So, here we go, Delta 73. Let's advance and get going. Slightly late. Start the clock. Toga. Knots. Good. And flaps up. Now we'll just have the autopilot. Transition altitude is 3,000. You're about to pass. $3,000. So let's put that on. Standard altimeter set. Disarm the speed brake. Oh, that's cool. Bad weather departure. So we're on LNAV and VNAV at the moment. So we're now passing up to accelerate to 250 knots and turn onwards. Auto brake is already disengaged. Into the cloud layer now. Take the landing lights off. Turn offs off as well. It's stopped raining now, so we'll turn off the window wipers. Wow. Pretty noisy. Nothing like a couple of General Electric 90s forcing their way up. Very powerful engine. Okay, so passing 10,000, we can accelerate. Plane's doing that now. So we're going to accelerate up to 298. Everything is good. I'll just turn off the wing lights. Zoom out to 20. Redraw. So we're about 10 nautical miles away from the beginning of the star, so I thought I'd just take a minute to explain how we're going about that. So, we start at Montbello, we head outwards on 233 out from there to a point called Flask, and then we keep going on 233 to Avery. We could hold there if we wanted to. I think we're just going to keep going, there's nothing much in the way of traffic today. So we proceed onwards to Bebad, and onwards again, could hold there, we could have held at Bebad as well, but we'll keep going. Through Oscar Delta Foxtrot, moving through down to Ruby, and onwards again, so as you can see it's pretty straightforward star, literally. We arrive at Vic 2, and that is when we transition to the ILS star, the ILS approach, and we're going to be landing, hopefully, on 8 left. So 8 left, we then go intercept at Larry, and we fly inwards on 095 as the course, on frequency 109.3 because we're going to be doing an ILS approach, and 8 left is the furthest north runway. So hopefully it should be straightforward. ILS usually is, but then I haven't flown the 777 in a while, so we'll see how that goes. So let's just pop this data over into the FMC, we'll check that it's been put in correctly. Okay everyone, welcome back. We are about 12 miles to top of descent, very close. Now would be a good time to reset the MCP altitude, so let's just do that now. I'm going to go no lower than 5,000, that's the initial sort of minimum descent altitude if you like. Weather in Atlanta, let's just take a look. I'll put this up on a screen so you can see it as well. Where's that in? Basically, we have at winds of 100.11, so wind direction 100 and then 11 knots, but gusting to 19, which should be quite fun. We've also got broken clouds at 9,000, 11,000, no sorry, yeah 11,000 and 25,000, so that should be fun to deal with. Other than that, there's nothing too extreme, so just got to watch out for those winds. Right, so let's move over to the VNAV page and just initiate its descent. Actually, wait, a little bit of lag anyway, so just leave that there for a minute. Still about 5 miles to go. Oh lord, that was horrendous. What's this lag? Probably loading the airport in. Okay, top of descent. commence now. So on the FMC there's a button you can press to initiate this. You can press descend now, and then automatically the thrust starts to reduce and the descent begins. So we'll watch this as we go down. Might be worth also making an announcement. So we'll just say KATL traffic PTO. Actually, we'll put this early star first, and our star is, I think I know this by now, a winds 3 arrival. So let's put in winds 308 left. PTA is about, come on, PTA is at 550 Zulu. PTA 550 Zulu. There we go. So just in case there is any traffic at Atlanta, they'll know that we're coming in. What should I do? The beacon wings. Oh, of course, PA announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to remind you that use of all electronic devices during descent and landing is prohibited, as it may interfere with the navigational equipment. Thank you.
Some wonderful views here. For the long distance haze and things, I'm using a plugin called RTH. You can kind of just see it on the side here, but you can set how you want the environment to work, how you want the lights to, how powerful they are, things like that. And it just helps you create this really nice environment. It takes a bit of mucking around with, but once you get it to look just about the way you want it, it does really improve the visuals. Well, I think it does. Looks like there's not really too much to say at the moment. We'll be descending on track. That's when something comes up, I'll tune back into you. Okay, so 20,000 feet. Remember the transition altitude is 18,000, flight level 180. Making a slight turn. So with this, I'm not meant to go direct to Larry, so I will make a right hand turn shortly. Clouds are starting to pick up a bit. We did say that there'd be a few more clouds. Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. No, yep, no. Can't make its mind up. So the altimeter is 3020 once we pass 18. And then I might just make a gentle right turn. Because normally what happens after you pass Vic 2, you get vectored in for the approach. Anyways, pretty much passing 18 now, so I'm just going to change that right now. Altimeter is 3020. Higher pressure. Lovely. So, I think now it's probably a good time to make that turn off, so let's just vector ourselves out. 265 looks good, let's do that. So I'm now no longer on LNAV. I'm doing this so that we can get a more direct entry into the approach. Also gives us a bit more time to descend. Clouds are looking rather tasty. Oh, looks like we've got some traffic at Atlanta. Passing through the clouds now. That's nice. So in the event of a missed approach, we will route out to this point Troyes and then hold there if necessary, but I must admit I feel it's slightly less than I would hope for. So let's hope that It's going to just be a straight in approach. I mean, we can still do a missed approach, it's just need to kind of understand why the fuel drains so quickly in this. I think it's due to the engine type, because actually with the 777-200 they actually have a, you can get a 110 and a 115 engine variant, so they come in two different engines, and I guess one of them's more pushy than the other. Altitude's getting there. It should automatically adjust the speed for 250 once you pass 10, or approach 10,000, but if not, then I'll make sure that it does. It is something I've set up in the FMC. Let's just have a look. Yeah, speed transition 10,000, so it should do it. So 600 to go. Maybe not. Interesting. Never mind. Giving the speed brake to get back to speed quicker. So we're below 10,000 now. I want to pop the landing lights, turn offs, taxi as well. All of those, because the visibility is not looking. Well, it's okay. It's just there's a lot of cloud, I suppose. Quite high though. Let's take ourselves back towards Larrow now. I might also slow to 250. In fact, we could just take speed intervene now. 230 should work. Just about to see what's going on there. So as per the chart, I'll put this up on the video so that you can see it later on, but we should be Larry 5,000, so that's what our minimum descent is, so that looks about right at the moment. I'll just bring the speed to 220. Let's also select suitable VREF speed. Flaps 30 I think is what we planned for, and I think if we looked at the plan it was suggesting max auto brake. Again, I'll show you that. So let's stick that on. I think we'll just speed the descent to get down to Larry by 5,000. We've got plenty of time to get ourselves set, but I think I'll just speed that up a little. And I think I'll just pop back onto LNAV. So as we get closer to the airport, we should pick up the ILS. Indicator's not showing just yet. On approach mode, haven't got that either. So fly on for a bit longer. Ah, there we go. How convenient. So we could actually go onto the localizer lock hold now, so let's pop that on. So this is now going to follow that in, and once we get the glide slope active, then I'll arm that too, arm the approach hold. And I'll use the opportunity to bring the speed down and put flaps 1. Also arm the speed brakes. And yeah, visibility's dropped a little. Still haven't got a DME 19.2, so we've got quite a bit of time. So let's leave that as is. So we can, that's Juliet Alpha Juliet, no lower than 5,000, and then Zar no lower than 4,000. So yeah, we can hold here for the time being. Can't descend any lower right now. Now we'll have flaps 1. Speed up, and there's the field ahead. And once we're all set for landing configuration, then I will let the rest of the traffic know, because there are some people there. In fact, I might let them know now. Actually, before I do that, we have now got a glide slope, so let's arm that, arm approach mode. And I'll just let them know now. So KATL traffic, we're ETA, what is our expected ETA? ETA's still 1750, so that's good timing. So 1750 Zulu, final, I could say long final, 08 left. Good, and we've intercepted the glide slope. So we're on localizer and glide slope. Let's start to slow down to 180. And we'll bring in flap 5. Feel 7.1, that's okay. Good. Okay, speed's coming down gently. Might pop the gear down, as we probably should now that we've begun descending. Nice windy noise. Very noisy actually. Might bring that back a little. And flaps 15. Missed approach altitude. We can go with at least 5,000. There isn't, can't find a missed approach altitude on the chart. Point it out to me in the comments if you do see it. But 5,000 is good. We can live with that. Looks like we don't have anyone disturbing us there. Let's continue to bring the flaps down. And slow to our final approach. Speed I think is 140. Yep, 30 degrees, 140. Hopefully you can still hear me with the noise of the landing gear. I'm setting flaps 25. Final flaps 30. Okay, so we're in landing config. We've got about 7.5 miles on the DME, and we're all set. So we'll sit here for a bit, and I'll probably take control a bit further in. Straight up headwind at the moment, 09510. On the briefing it did say there was potential for gust. It looks pretty smooth at the moment. I guess it'll be well, we won't really get gust until we're close to the ground anyway. So hang on tight. Let's have a look around what we've got. Pretty nice scenery. I think this is to actually, I got a, the same people who did GB Pro, I got coverage for sort of the eastern side of America and the US, so yeah, it looks really good. I mean, especially when you combine it with scenery like, you know, like the Atlanta Haywire, it just creates a really nice flying environment. I know when you're flying big jets, you don't really tend to look down at the ground as much, but it's still certainly very nice to look at. Something else. What I'm doing. Of course, don't forget to put your traffic in. Like the wind's starting to gust a little. I'm 16. Okay. So I think I'll take control here. 300. First green. There we go. First is off. Also brakes disengaged. It's now off. So manual braking. Spoilers. Read down. Bring the flaps up. Lovely. Welcome to Atlanta, everyone. And can't really get the exact timing because I can't see it all on the clock, but I think it was about 7 or 8 hours, 9 hours flight time. I need to have a look to see if whether or not we beat the other Delta 73, but I don't think we did because we did take off quite a bit later than him. But even so, nice to be here. Parking is actually back behind me, so let's just do a quick after landing and we'll announce clear. The runway turn-offs. Let's put the parking brake on for a second. So I'm kind of simulating the job of two people here. 0 left. Located. Good. Okay. That's fine. So let's taxi back. Quite a few gates over there. Looks good. And around we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you at our destination. The local weather is very nice. 16 degrees centigrade.
That nice, but
the local time is...
to say so. So we can turn into here.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fastened seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe to move about. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. If you require departing assistance, please
Cross that runway.
Pleased to assist you. We remind you to wait until inside the terminal to use any electronic devices or to smoke in the designated areas. On behalf of our airline and the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
There you go. So it looks like I've got quite a bit of choice. A few 767s over there. 4 A330s. Pretty similar. I think I should be okay parking there. Yeah, like the end probably. Oh, actually it's a bit low. I think I should be able to park at the end one. Honestly, we've got no control. Actually, we've got a lot more space up ahead. Big jets. And I'm a little bigger than a 767, so that's probably a good idea. Of course, if there are actually people here, then they could tell you exactly where to go. I don't know Atlanta that well, and all the best gates to park for the biggest jets, so... Right, got clearance. To make a left turn into here. Could just park straight into there. Looks good to me. Big parking space for a big plane. Looks like we'll... Oh, we should have just about have clearance with the jumbo there. There we go. Of course. There we go. Parked up at a stand that I'm not too familiar with. Parking brakes can come on. Engines off. And the lights will have the wings off, navs and beacons. If we can have a ground cart, please. The APU is off. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching this flight as much as I enjoyed filming it, and if you've got any other questions or comments, then please feel free to pop them below the video. And as per usual, I'll see you again soon. Sim Pilot signing off.